These all are the best new pixel art games on mobile. Trust me, this channel will give you an update about any new game that looks so good and worthy to play. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 New Pixel Art Games RPG for Android and iOS. Pixel RPG Mobile. Pixel Smash Bros. Mobile. I'm really impressed how an indie games developer creates such a creative game pixel art with a top-notch level. Look at how impressive the visual is. I'm sure you will agree with me. At the moment, the game only has a brawl mode, which is will fight to become the last man standing. The player who has become the winner will get 1 point status that you can add to the character's status ability. Each of the characters will have a voiceover once we select the hero in the character selection interface. With a pretty good detailed animation, the game will be playable with a virtual joystick. It will help the mobile user to experience a better gameplay then. The combat mechanism is fully hack and slash game. Some action will be available to use like a basic attack, ultimate skill, and also dash to dodge. We can recharge the gauge meter to unleash the powerful skill, and it's pretty identical as the actual anime's character skill. Well done, Dev. The developer did several updates to optimize the combat battle, character design, and how map arena will be added as well too. Arantara, a story-driven RPG. This game is absolutely wonderful. As a pixel art game, it has such a good visual. Even the pixel size preset seems so huge, making the attention to detail of the pixel quality is beyond than the other game I have seen. It has storyline-driven concept, especially when we just started the game. The prologue will tell us how deep the storyline is. The game's combat mechanism is hack and slash. We can obtain a different weapon and switch the playstyle into a long-range or close-range combat, which is with a sword or a bow weapon. This is a very simple ARPG because you don't have to touch any button once you want to attack. The attacking action will do it by itself in auto launch. You just stand still and we only need to move to avoid the enemy's attack in a certain range. Once we level up, then we can select one new ability to power up your strength. Bang Bang Legend. Surprisingly, this game needs 1.5 GB in total size, which is quite huge for a mobile pixel art game. I'd love to see the game concept because nowadays it's pretty difficult to find any new tower defense game that only has one line to determine the winner, which is quite easy to learn and easy to play. Even though it's kind of a tactical and strategy game, but I would like to admit if this game is really newbie friendly, so the player only needs to pick and place a certain hero on the battlefield, then our hero will attack the closest target. As I told you before, it's kind of a strategy-based game, so we need to understand the advantage pattern based on the hero's classes and also the weapon type, like the sword, javelin, bow, gun, and a great sword. Our main objective goal is to destroy the enemy's main base. But the most important thing is we need to focus on defending our main base before attacking the enemy with our army. It's a pretty fair and balanced game, which I mean it's not pay to win, everything based on your strategy to determine the winner. GhostM Order. I'm so impressed with the game's quality. Looks so similar within the Nintendo Switch or any PC pixel art game level. It's a pretty cool game and I totally impressed with the game's visual. Even the storyline is well delivered through the dialogue or even the cutscenes look really insane. That made me never skip any single scene. If you just want to play this game, then I would suggest you to play it by following the storyline as well, not only focusing on the combat. Even though the game's mechanism is superb, with so much features action we can do like hold down the basic attack to deal any heavy damage, dodge the incoming attack, and also tap the regular skill on the right timing to deal a better damage. This is a new open world pixel art game RPG where the player can explore the world freely like in the plaza, inside of the castle, even on the battlefield area. But once you want to get into the battle, then you should tap the stage to start the combat. GhostM Global. This is a new pixel art MMORPG with a side-scrolling perspective, so we'll play the game that allows the player to move forward and also backwards. Jumping action is available because the land is quite tricky. We need to keep jumping to reach a further location, and even the way out should be rechecked often because I always end up with a dead end. Unfortunately, even though it's just a new release, but I didn't see any players at all, the developer need to expose the game to reach a wider audience. Anyway, if you love to play a Chinese-based concept where all of the players have a Chinese design and the NPC names pretty much represent that country, then you should play it now. Suikoden Starleap. It's about time to let the Konami release the game to global. Even right now, he always show us about the hero's background and how the characteristic of each hero that we can collect. So this is a new brand of Suikoden series where the player can experience the best quality of pixel art game visual. It's just magnificent. The gameplay is a turn-based system with an exploration concept where we can explore the huge world with our friends. A different combat battle will be interested in you then, especially the strategy and a large scale of war base. Tactical and strategy is the main thing that we need to be concerned about. As a player, we need to rebuild the village by recruiting the other heroes to open up their own building or stores to unlock new features while we visit the village. You know, I grew up with Suikoden and I really love this game since I was young until now. Such a great present to me seeing it become alive. Best RPG pixel art game mobile. World of Kung Fu, Dragon, and Eagle. This game is absolutely a hidden game. Seriously, all players should notice about it, especially if you love to play a pixel art RPG with a storyline, open world, and tactical turn-based system. You can play it freely only in a demo version, but once you want to enjoy the whole concept, then you should pay for it. But trust me, it's pretty worthy. The gameplay is, we need to follow the main quest by asking a certain NPC to know about the next destination. The combat itself is tactical based, so the player needs to create a better strategy even when our turn does not come. Try to think one step ahead because the enemy's level is quite difficult. Not so much action we can do, which is, it's a good game for a newbie. Basic attack, skill, item, and standby is the only action we can do. Bloomtown, a different story. This game is made for a cross-platform for Steam, mobile, and Nintendo Switch. No wonder the game's quality is really good. I don't have any single complaint from the gameplay, it's truly adorable. Especially when you listen to the music background, it's really calming and well described on how the pixel art game should be. This is a new brand of an adventure game where we need to find out the clue to continue the journey. Seriously, you need to read the conversation or dialogue because every single story will come in a sequence. And I noticed if the game will present more story rather than the combat. The world map is pretty huge, even you can visit every single house and interact with a certain object. Such a great attention to detail. This is a turn-based game RPG with a very good combat visual and animation. Soul Garden 2, The Grand Age. I remember there is a game that looks so similar within this game, and we can play it offline, but the developer now are making it becomes a little different. Do any of you know about that game? You can write in the comments below. This is a new release ARPG game mobile that looks so good and amazing from so many aspects. Seriously, the graphic looks super sharp with a great storyline. It's about two different sides of empire and also persistent. Actually, this is MMORPG games where we can meet and communicate within each other to the other player. Especially when we arrive at a certain spot. The main game is quite simple because we just need to reach the end of the path to find the boss monster. There are so many obstacles that we need to pass through, but I am sure you can pass it easily. Demonic Tao. This is a new MMORPG pixel art game that looks so promising. Unfortunately, we are only able to play the game from a portrait perspective or a vertical angle. I really hope the developer will make it become a landscape, then I'm sure the player will start playing it because the game's visual looks pretty charming. But the positive thing is we can use one finger to control and navigate the entire action. Anyway, you can play the game with a joystick, joypad, or tap and click base. Just go to the setting icon and adjust it as you like. Overall, it has an auto features from the quest, mission, objective quest, and also even the combat can be played automatically. It has a fast-paced combat and movement speed, so I'm sure you will reach a higher level faster. This is a great example on how the pixel art MMORPG should be, but remember, much better if the developer made it into a landscape mode. Remember to like this video to support this channel, or you can subscribe to get a new notification video. Thank you very much for watching and see you on the next list. Thanks.